join. Nobody else is in the Zoom room, so I stopped the recording. So I start recording now because I later will put this consultation session online. So because we have changed the time of consultation session, some people will not be able to join because of the time conflict. So I need to put this online later. Let me go through the assignment outline with you. For assignment 2, marks submission format is clear, file name, report format. Okay, scenario, you are just started working. Well, this is a narrative way of stating the situation. Basically, it says you have no idea about the task before. You are just given a set of data. You want to make sense from the data. Make sense of what is worthy doing or what is the interesting point of the data by looking at the attributes and the statistics of those attributes, and hopefully come up with some idea of how the analytics could proceed. Does that make the situation a bit clearer? It could not be unclear because basically it is the same. The business understanding of this task is unclear. It is your task to make it a bit clearer.
No, it's just that, okay, so I understand that you want us to provide, I guess, the specifics of the data sets and I guess draw some insights out of the data. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. But however, I guess a lot of us we want to be sure on how exactly do you want us to format this report.
Let me share my screen a bit. I think I can just share my entire desktop. Just a moment. Now I have the outline in front of me, right?
Yeah.
So this. Seems that you are in the kitchen.
Yeah. Sorry, I'll just mute myself so it doesn't disturb you.
Okay, it's a hard time to. Are you international student or you local?
I'm local.
But you live independently out of your family house, right?
Right.
It's difficult to do that, to be a student at this time. I understand. Okay, so the task 1, data exploration. So first, I will just give it a title of give it a section 1, data exploration. Attribute types. So you can make this as a paragraph. So then the data set contains attributes would be a good opening. Okay.
With the attribute types, do you want to put it in a table? Like table,
let me
or do you
think
want
about
like
that.
yeah?
Yeah, it's a good idea.
So like if it's in a table, then do you want us to also, I guess, explain what the definition of the attribute types and stuff like that as well?
Yes, this is just I don't give you, this is not a requirement, it's my recommendation, okay? You can make a table to summarize the characteristics of the attributes. And then let's have a table. Say attributes age. Then you can have the type. Because look, the task at this stage is initial exploration. So I don't think, I think you will have opportunities to investigate the statistics. That means numerically study the variable of age later. At this stage, I would like just say initial understanding, or you can just put the word guess. Initial understanding of the attributes. Write briefly something. Age is self-explanatory, but you probably need to be a little bit more, get some more educated guess about this. Something and something. And I don't know, but I think the chances are that you might find for some of the attributes, there is not a black and white separation between this type or that type. It depends on how you would like to use the value of the attribute, right?
Fair enough.
So you can put type something, type 1 or type 2 here. Then you can put some discussion around this table. So for example, see, you can see attribute something can be type this if we take its value as something, or we can think it's type of this if we take, or you say, okay, in the further analytics, I'd like to use whatever kind of pre-processing. You do not do the pre-processing, you just plan to do pre-processing, and then accordingly choose its type here. Also, you can...
so are you saying that we can choose how we want to interpret the data sets?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
Actually, you should do so.
Right.
Also, in this initial understanding, you can put some very obvious observations, such as contain missing values. This is perhaps a very important thing to notice, right? Or otherwise, I don't know, because I didn't personally study this data set. We will, of course, before we mark your report, we will discuss its particularities internally. But I guess in many cases, you might have missing values that is not explicitly stated as missing values. For example, previously in last year, we have sent out a data set where contains a column that a company, what is the period between the last contact of a customer to this date. And in this column, there's lots of 999 values. So you might have a guess of what this 999 means, don't you? That doesn't mean there are, huge number of customers that were contacted exactly 999 days before. That means this customer has not been contacted ever. And you can consider these values as missing values. So it's not valid. Well, technically valid values, but from the analytics point of view, it isn't. You can have something quite a lot to discuss around this of summarizing properties for all the attributes. I think in point 2, let me choose text mode. In point 2 of task 1, you would have a lot to say. You can discuss over individual attributes, or you can, it depends on you. If I were you, let me think, take it in your books. If I were you, I might have a table 2 lists the statistics of numerical values. By numerical, you can explain that numerical includes all the interval attributes and ratio attributes, as long as those attributes allows numerical arithmetic operations. You can calculate the mean, the whatever, okay? Or table, no, not really. Table 3.
So with the numerical attributes, do we also have to explain what they mean?
For example, we can do a table like this. Can I insert a table? I believe we can. Yes. Just for example, say attribute age. You may have mean, may have max, may have invalid. So if someone's age is -1, that perhaps means this is a missing value, but the data collector does not explicitly set this missing value. Okay.
Yep.
So then you can calculate mean, or you can have a mean, median, 25 up. I mean, the first quantile, the second quantile, so on and so forth. Yep. And maybe income, mean something, max something. You get a point.
Yep. With that one, with the values, do we also have to explain, I guess, the meaning behind if the median age, let's say, is 30, do we need to explain that the median age is 30, therefore, like, do we need to make any, I guess, assumptions or, I guess, insights with it? You get me?
Maybe repeat yourself. I didn't get it.
So do we need to make any, I guess, provide any insights that we, through analyzing all these numerical values, or just
for very standard statistics, you probably do not need to talk too much.
Okay. Yep. No worries.
Yeah. But think about this way. For example. Okay. Let's see. If the mean of the age is 40, but the median of the age is maybe 35. So that in this case, you may not have too much to see. But on the other hand, if they look, let's do not use age, because in age you do not have too much difference, such as in the income mean. For example, if the mean is 1 million, sorry, my fault, median, that's the median. And the median is, say, 80K. What you can discern, what you can discover?
I would say, I guess, the higher the age, you earn higher income.
No,
Is that what you're trying to say, or like?
No.
Okay.
In this case, is what perhaps what is explained in the class. That means you might have a billionaire in your population.
Okay.
Look, if you have 100 people and all are ordinary guys, these 100 people like me, like other lecturers, professors, university, but of 99 people are our kind, but then you get Bill Gates, a billionaire in, then you would say, okay, on average, we all make something like $1 million a year. That is a ridiculous, statistics. And then you would realize, okay, perhaps there is a huge outlier in the population. Okay, and if you find this kind of discovery, that's worthy some discussion. Does that make sense? If they are very close, for example, if the median age is mean age is 40 and median age is 38, then you can just leave it there because everybody understands what are those statistics mean. You didn't get a previous example, right?
Yep, I got it.
You got it, okay.
Yep. With the NIME, what do we do with the NIME? Like, do we create, I guess...
I haven't finished task 2 yet.
Oh, sorry about that, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. That means numerical values. But there are some values that you cannot simply take in numbers, right? So you can also have a separate table to list the say summarizes maybe the categorical attributes. Then you can have something like, I'm not sure if that can be nicely summarized in the table. Maybe we can. Yeah, let me try. Let's insert table. It's not that technical. This subject is very much highly linked to business understanding of your task. So it's not too much different from industrial scenario. You need to be creative a bit. For example, we have occupation, and you might say, okay, the most frequent occupation is say builder, and portion of the most frequent occupation. For example, this could reveal if one value of this particular attribute will dominate the population. Say if you have 90% of all your customers or whatever people are builders, then basically you are dealing with a group of builders. On the other hand, if, for example, let's see, if favorite cuisine, for example, French food, if you have maybe 5% of the people likes French food, and that is the most frequently liked kind of food, then you would have a very diverse taste in your population. So you make some discussion in this kind. Okay? Hello, are you there? Any more questions in task 2? Sorry, task 1, section 2.
All right, it should be good.
Okay.
Yep.
Now let's move to section 3. Now you have some interesting points you might want to explore after the section 1 and section 2. In section 3, you actually set off, do the investigation. Okay, then you open 9, and I think in section 3 you may have the paragraphs in this. So let's call that subsection. The paragraphs in this subsection depends very much on what interesting point you want to you have been set out in the previous discussions. For example, in a paragraph, you might want to say, okay, in the next, we check the distribution of occupation in the bank customers, of the bank customers. Then you can open 9 and generate the histogram and put the histogram here. Okay, let me give me a sec. I believe I can sorry, the thing is, I have a good example, but that example belongs to a confidential project. I'm considering whether I can share this piece of information.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Let's share it. Let's share it. It's okay.
What I did is something like that. It is a histogram, but this histogram is belonging to that project. So I'd rather not to copy the histogram here. But what I did is just for that project's aim, I think some data may be relevant. So I collect the data that I think that could be relevant and make a histogram of the data, which is pretty much look like this way. Okay.
So just to confirm, you want us to collect the data from the Excel that we think is relevant?
Yes.
Okay.
On the other hand, on the second point, you may see, well, where is the text mode? We have discussed that there could be outliers in the attribute income. And then you can make maybe a box plot. You can have 2 kinds of box plots, the horizontal one and the vertical one. Let me do a horizontal one to make things compact in this drawing. So you may have this kind of box plot that is income. And that is maybe the population. Or maybe you have, let me have a look. What should we do? Okay, I may have other more interesting some more interesting things that can be done, but I'd rather to save this bit of contribution novelty in the later part of the report. Okay, so now I think we have enough in section 1A. Okay.
Yep. Hold on, sorry. So I'm just currently looking at the Excel at the moment.
Yeah.
And it is categorized as like the age, employment, education, gender, race, like that. So, it's even like the country. So do you want us to create a data visualization diagram on through 9 for each of these columns?
If I were you, I probably want to provide a visualization for each of the attributes.
Okay.
Some attributes may be more interesting than the others.
All right. Okay.
It's yeah. You try to.
So we can choose which one we think is important.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
As a rule of thumb, do you know? You will learn this later in the semester. Do you know the curve of a bell curve in this week?
I think you went through it last Monday.
Oh, really?
I think maybe I think you did. I think.
I don't think so. That is a Gaussian distribution.
Okay. Okay. Never mind. All right.
If random variable, that means the value of the variable is random, is a stochastic, has this distribution. So this is its mean, and this axis represents the value over which it can distribute. If it distributes in this way, it has the most frequent, it's most frequently distributing around its mean, and the chance of it taking other values decreases when it deviates from its mean more and more. You can quantify this statement, but this is basically the idea. If a variable follows this kind of distribution, do you know what does that mean? That means this is less interesting. There is not much information. If it follows strictly a Gaussian distribution, then mathematically, theoretically, we can prove that that variable would be the most boring stuff in the universe. You cannot be more boring than a Gaussian distribution variable. So, based on this, you might want to select which attributes to discuss, which you can forgo according to the information contained in its distribution.
And in the beginning of the assignment, we will have to explain which attribute that we didn't choose, that we wanted to discuss.
Yes, that is the point of doing.
We have to.
That's the point of doing. Let me think about that.
Do we do it in the beginning, or do we just make a table?
I think you do not need to. No, don't you? I don't want you to set out with a brief or abstract things like that. Okay. In this report, we have discovered that these 5 attributes is worthy exploration, and we don't do this because you might find later for different tasks you have different subsets of attributes you want to look at. So let me remove this and let us check data preprocessing. I don't think I need to elaborate too much in this section.
Basically what we did last Friday.
Yes, you just, but for this, you just need to do for each individual task. I mean, for example, we have set up that you need to normalize the attribute age using this method and this method. Then you need to do that. And correspondingly put the corresponding column in your Excel file. Okay.
Yep. Okay. How many I guess data visualizations do you want us to provide for part 1, question 3?
1, question 3. Sorry, which?
For part one, the data exploration. The first task.
Well, okay. The official answer is it depends on your judgment, your decision about which are interesting to discuss.
Okay.
The unofficial answer, if I were you,
I
will generate everything I think that is slightly worthy generating, because you don't spend money on that. Time is for free, and it produces nice pictures. Why don't have these nice pictures? And then maybe put 3-5 things in the report and finish this section, and going on to section 1B, section 1C, so on and so forth. And later, when you finish a report, you'll find, okay, in the outline it says we need 20 pages, but now I have 50. Then water it a little bit. Although I do not encourage you inflate your report, but that is a practical approach, isn't it?
Okay.
So in one let's have a look. In the similar report, include explanation about each of the part. So yes, for the explanation part, you should be able to kind of figure out how to what should be put in the report in this, like 1B. So then perform your task. And then in the attached sheet column contains the result of equi with any of the attribute, then equi is any is a technique. So you get a body of explanation of what is equi-with binning here. Then similarly, try to make things a little bit conciser. Sorry, not with. You get the point, okay? So do this for each task of 1B.
Are you able to provide that note on the MS Teams?
Yes. Because I think I have recorded. Let me have check. Okay, good. I recorded the session. I will put this session when it's ready to team as well, so everybody can see.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm pretty good. Thank you so much.
Okay. And then you make some. Oh, wait, haven't finished. Hey, Lisa, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Little bit more suggestion about the summary.
Yeah.
Note here when I discuss this part, the what is the outlier stuff like income. You may provide a little bit more exploration, make things more interesting. Maybe you can. Did you remember your assumption, your hypothesis that the income grows with age?
Yeah.
Why not, if you have such kind of pairs, why not explore it? So you can produce in line. Say, I know maybe you have something to run into. I have also, so let's just put something here. Then you can have two groups of realization. Maybe you have this group of realization as well. And this is age group 20 to 30. And this is age group 30 to 39. Sorry, I should have put 29 here. And this axis is income. And this box plots represent the statistics of the income of the samples belongs to individual age groups.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have some hypothesis, you have come up with in the exploratory study of the data, you may try to numerically verify your hypothesis here.
Yeah.
That will make your report much sophisticated.
Okay, awesome.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, thank you so much. Sorry for going over time.
Okay, I think that may clarify things a bit more.
Thank you so much.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, goodbye.